Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Charlie. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing y'all how to make my delicious homemade candy corn cupcakes. Now, if you're looking for a different take on how to make cupcakes this Halloween, look no further. Now, there's two ways we do this. We take candy corn and we melt it and then we thin it out, and from there we add our flavorings, etc. into the wet ingredients, and from there it is added into the cake batter, and afterwards the cupcakes are baked. After the cupcakes are baked, we melt some more candy corn and we melt it until it becomes a nice thick paste, and from there it is added into a buttercream frosting along with our flavorings and sugar and a little hint of salt just to bring out all those flavors. We mix it together and from there it is piped on top of the cupcakes. And to just make it just a little bit more sweeter, we take one piece of candy corn and we add that right on top. This recipe calls for about 16 individual cupcakes. It's soft, fluffy, moist, sweet, perfect for Halloween, and absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all you'll need to make your candy corn cupcakes. Let's get started with our ingredients. You'll need some cake flour, sugar, salt, baking powder, baking soda, unsalted butter at room temperature, large eggs at room temperature, whole milk at room temperature, sour cream at room temperature, vegetable or canola oil, vanilla extract, butter extract, cake batter extract, confectioner sugar, and some candy corn. And to bake your candy corn cupcakes, you'll need some cupcake liners. Make sure your cupcake liners fit into the cupcake molds of your baking pan, just as you see here. And a 12 to 16 mold cupcake pan. Now if you just have one 12 mold cupcake pan, you may need an additional baking pan. And for the rest of your tools, you'll need a disposable piping bag with the tip cut off and a coupler with the Wilton number 1M tip. And there we have it. Alright, let's get straight to it. So in this medium-sized bowl with a mesh strainer, I'm going to add 1 1/3 cups of cake flour. And to that, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to sift all the ingredients into this medium-sized bowl. Now I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick stir. Alright, here I have a half a cup of the candy corn. I added it on this chopping board. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my knife and I'm just going to cut this up into smaller pieces. And whatever you do, don't put this in a food processor. You'll mess up your food processor cutting this up. So it's best that you just use a knife to chop it all up. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, now let's get started with our wet ingredients. Now, we're doing something a little bit different this time. Alright, so I'm going to start by adding 3/4 cup of whole milk at room temperature. I'm going to go ahead and take my spatula and I'm just going to give this a quick stir. I'm going to let this get hot for about 1 to 2 minutes. Alright, milk should be nice and hot. That took no more than 1 minute. So we're going to add our candy corn pieces right on in there. I'm going to just take my spatula and I'm just going to stir this continuously until the candy corn has melted into the milk. Alright, it's been about 2 minutes now, and as you can see, the candy corn has completely melted into the milk mixture, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Now we're going to let this cool off until it is warm, and we're going to use this for both the cake and the frosting for this recipe. Alright, let's assemble our wet ingredients. So in a separate medium-sized bowl, I'm going to add 2/3 cup of our candy corn milk mixture. Now remember, you're going to have some left over. So whatever you have left of that 2/3 cup that you added in here, you're going to add it into this small little container here. You're going to set this on the side because we're going to do something with this to make our frosting later on in the recipe. Alright, and to that I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of sour cream at room temperature, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of butter extract, and a half a teaspoon of cake batter extract. Now, if you don't have the cake batter extract, you can completely omit it from the recipe. All right, now I'm going to take my whisk and I'm just going to stir this until combined. Make sure you stir really good. All right, let's get started with the preparation of our cake batter. So in our stand mixer bowl fitted with a paddle attachment, I'm going to add 1 stick of unsalted butter softened and at room temperature, right on in there. 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegetable or canola oil. And to that, I'm going to add 1 1/4 cups of sugar. Now I'm going to start my mixer on a medium-low speed just to get that butter, oil, and sugar incorporated. Then I'm going to turn my mixer up to the highest setting, and I'm going to mix this on high speed for 6 minutes. Now at some point during those 6 minutes, you're going to go ahead and stop your mixer, and you're going to scrape down the sides of your bowl. Continue mixing that in. Alright, scrape down the sides of your bowl. Now for the eggs, I just want to show you this. Over here we have 1 whole egg at room temperature, and over here I have an egg white at room temperature. Alright, so for the first egg we're going to use the whole egg, and for the second egg we're only going to use the egg white. Alright, now I'm going to start my mixer on a medium speed, and I'm going to add 1 large egg in at room temperature. And next, I'm going to add 1 egg white at room temperature. Alright, scrape down the sides of your bowl. Alright, now we're going to alternate the cake flour mixture and the candy corn milk mixture into the batter. Now we're only adding the dry and wet ingredients in here 2 separate times. We're not doing any measurements or anything like that at this time. I'm going to add the first half of the cake flour mixture and the first half of the candy corn milk mixture. Now I'm going to mix this on a medium-low speed for about 15 to 20 seconds or until combined. Alright, scrape down the sides of your bowl. Alright, next I'm going to add the second and final amount of the cake flour mixture and the second and final amount of the candy corn milk mixture. Now make sure you get a spatula to get that all in there. And again, I'm going to mix this on a medium-low speed for about 15 to 20 seconds or until combined. Alright, scrape down the sides of your bowl, and our candy corn cake batter is now ready. Now you're going to add your cupcake liners into the molds of your cupcake pan. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 325 degrees. Alright, here we have our disposable piping bag with the tip cut off. Alright, now right here on the end right here, I tied the end with a small rubber band so that when we add the cake batter in here, it won't spill out. So I'm add the disposable piping bag into this cup here. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and take our cake batter. We're just going to add it into the cup. In fact, I might just pour it in there. That makes sense, right? Alright, now you're going to quickly remove the rubber band off, and from there just pipe the cupcake batter into your cupcake liners. Now you want to fill the cupcake liners up to about 50%, halfway. Don't fill them up too much, all the way to the top, because they'll overflow and you don't want that, of course. Alright, this is the second pan here that I'm filling up. And that is it for our cupcakes. Now I originally was supposed to make 12, but instead I ended up with 16. So 16 cupcakes it is. Now let's go ahead and bake this. Now I'm going to go ahead and place these into a preheated 325 degree oven. Now I'm going to place my first pan on the bottom rack, and I'm going to place the second pan on the upper rack. And I'm going to bake this for 25 minutes. Alright, it's been about 25 minutes now for our cupcakes. Now let's go ahead and remove these out of the oven. Toothpick inserted into the cupcakes should come out clean. Now you're going to let this cool completely. That can take about 45 minutes to an hour or even longer. Alright, now if you're having a hard time with the crown of the cupcake sticking to the outside of the baking pan, just take your spatula and just glide it onto the edge like that while the pan is still hot. Do this very gently, don't do it too forcefully, and that way you can remove them out of the pan. Alright, let's get started with the preparation of our frosting. So on this chopping board I have 1/4 cup of our candy corn pieces, and I'm going to just take my knife and I'm just going to chop this up. And again, please do not put this in your food processor. You're going to break your food processor chopping this up in there, so please use a knife. Alright, there we go, nice and chopped up. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, so in this medium-sized pot, remember that milk mixture that we had left over from our candy corn mixture. We're just going to pour that right on in there. And to that, I'm going to add my candy corn pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and just give this a quick stir. Now you're going to continue to stir this for about 1 to 2 minutes until the candy corn has totally dissolved into the milk mixture. Alright y'all, it's been about 1 minute now and our candy corn has melted into the milk mixture. Exactly what we're looking for here. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Alright, next I'm going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of warm whole milk. And I'm going to just go ahead and give that a quick stir. And our mixture is ready. Now at this point, it will get really thick once it cools. It won't turn into candy or anything like that. So once it cools completely, from there we can add it into the icing. Alright, let's get started with our candy corn buttercream frosting. So in our stand mixer bowl fitted with the paddle attachment, I'm going to add 1 1/2 sticks of unsalted butter, slightly softened and at room temperature. Right on in there. Alright, now remember our candy corn mixture that we melted. We're just going to add, and as you can see, that's soft. It's very thick. That's exactly what we're looking for. Now we're just going to add that in there. 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of butter extract, 1 3/4 cups of confection sugar, and just a little sprinkle of salt just to bring out all those flavors. Now I know a lot of people are probably wondering why I'm putting salt in buttercream, but welcome to Charlie's world. Now I'm going to go ahead and start my mixer on a medium-low speed just to get that butter, confectioner sugar, candy corn, and all those flavorings mixed together. Now I'm going to turn my mixer up to the highest setting, and I'm going to mix this on high speed for 1 minute. Alright, scrape down the sides of your bowl, and our candy corn buttercream frosting is now ready. Alright, here we have our disposable piping bag with the tip cut off. Now I'm going to just add the coupler inside the bag like that. Then from there, this is the Wilton number 1 M tip. Add that on top. Take the screw and just screw that in place. Alright, it's ready. Now I'm going to add the bag with the coupler in it into this cup here. Alright, now you're going to give your buttercream frosting one last final quick stir to make sure all the ingredients are together. And from there, you're just going to take it and add it into your piping bag. Alright. And you should see the frosting starting to come out right there. It's ready to go. Alright, now we're just going to Add a small amount of the frosting on top of each cupcake. Alright, and that is it, all done. I'm almost out of frosting here. And to make this a little extra sweet, I'm going to take some candy corn pieces and just add it right in the middle of the cupcake. Just like that. All done. And after that, they're ready to be served. Here is the final presentation. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Homemade candy corn cupcakes made by a New Orleans native. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. Now I have an official website for all of my recipes, including for these delicious homemade candy corn cupcakes. You can go to www.charliethecookandrews.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned as Charlie's Taste Test is coming up next. Can't wait. Now it's time to go eat and take a bite. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. The cupcakes are soft and fluffy. It's sweet, I can tell you that much. It's pretty sweet from the icing. Cupcake is not really super duper sweet, but it's just the frosting that really brings out all that sweetness. I mean, it'll satisfy everybody's sweet tooth this Halloween or all year round. So, give the recipe a try. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a good one. Peace.